Okay, welcome back. So, so yeah, we're in the process of leveling up here, and I want to. So I am going a different path this time. I was an Imperium origin, and I did not take the Arbiter background. I took the things that helped me to get as much fellowship as possible. So I was a lot better at fellowship, and I was focusing on like helping other people. And one of the things that see that get back in the fight, that's a really important one, and I don't know why I don't have that as an option. So get back in the fight is something I really value, and what that does is that actually heals people just a tiny bit. But the one that has a prerequisite of get back in the fight, what that does is that heals injuries, and we need that. Or otherwise, you have to like wait until the mission's over and go back to the ship to heal the injuries, and that's way too long. So to get back in the fight, I'm just curious, like, why is that not an option? And I know it's something that I take with this officer, and it's not even listed as an option. So that's why I'm nervous about just relying on the stars, because that get back in the fight is something that I want right there. So how do I get the get back in the fight skill? So it's an improvement over get back in the fight, which, as you can see, I'm not seeing anywhere on here, unless it's something we get later. It's really bothering me. Now it could be that it's a. So let's switch to her. So if you look at her, because she's Imperium, that should be Origin talents. Yeah, none of these are get back in the fight. That's what I was worried about, that it was one of these. That's not the case. Alright, let's go back to this guy. Here's where your finest hour gets enhanced. That's this thing here. By this point in the game, I had get back in the fight. That's the thing that's really bothering me. Oh, here we go. Hide previously or unavailable. Well, we don't want to hide them. We want to show them. Here we go. These are all the Arbiter ones. Yeah, I'm still not seeing it. So get back in a fight would be like one of these. Wounds are no excuse. This is the one I ultimately want. And it is extremely important because he can go around and he really helps people who take damage, and I'm just really confused. Let me pause and look this up. Alright, so here it is. This is the wiki. You get it at rank 4, 8, or 12. So what rank are we at now? So this is 1, 2, 3. I was supposed to get it back here. Oh no. I didn't see it as an option. Or is this 1, 2, 3, 4? Is that the fourth one? Was it one of these? The get back in the fight looks like it had a cloak. Like, almost like a Jedi, is what it looks like. Oh my goodness. My dog is sneezing. Yeah, I don't see that. Alright, so is this level 1 or is that level 1? So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They said you get it at 8 as well. Which, that seems more like it. I'm gonna try this because I know that this is... Man, it says level 4, level 8, or level 12. By level 8, I had it. And in fact, I was taking it without hesitation, because it was one of the best skills I was using. And I don't understand... This would be the other level 8. Or it's this one. No, see, this one is just you're upgrading your finest hour. That's all that is. And that should be 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah. So this is 1, 2, 3. So they're saying we could have taken it here. Which, again, I don't see that as an option. That would be also an archetype talent. Right there, wounds are no excuse. Like, there's a prerequisite for it, so why would that be there, but the prerequisite is not? There's got to be something else to this. So, if the target's under voice of command, it gains 2 times your fellowship bonus in wounds. So whatever your fellowship is, you heal that much for the creature. It's a really nice healing spell. And the second upgrade removes the injuries, which is critically important. And it says it right here, as an upgrade for the leader class, and it's officer class, not leader, at rank 4, 8, or 12. Something's not right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they're saying right here is when I should be able to get it. Definitely not that. Well, anyways, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Because, like, right now, I think at this point in the game, I had it. Like, it was one of the earliest things I grabbed. Because it was like, man, it'd be really nice. I'm looking for ability to heal my buddies. And see, just the fact that that's there. I'm going to try again. Hold on. Okay, I see nothing in my Google searching that even remotely suggests that this is a bug or a defect or anything. I do see only in the Fextra Life wiki that it's 4, 8, or 12. So if this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This would be the other place. Yeah, see this right here? These are your only choices when you're doing this. And right there it is. Get back in the fight. See that? So it's that little shield looking symbol, and look at that. Right there it is. So next level I can get it. That's when I can get it, folks. And look at that. I'm going to star that sucker. But that's what it is. So that's not level 4. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. That's level 7. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 is right. So they must have changed things up since that wiki was written. But this is it. So when you see this little shield symbol, you're picking an ability, and see, it's a very short list. Like, this is everything you can select from. That's it. So you have a very short list of things you can choose from, and you get to pick them twice, here and here. I don't think I was able to pick them anywhere else. But I do feel better, though, because this is the exact spot where I did grab that. Because I read all these things, and I was like, okay, none of these really matter to me, but I really like that one. Now, here's what I'm concerned about is I picked this class, the Arbiter class, because I really like these two down here, and now I have to pick this one as one of my 2 times, right? And so I don't think I need both of these. So I'm going to have to pick which one of the 2 I like, and I may want one of these other ones. I don't know. But anyways, that's one more level from now. This is where we are now. I feel tremendously better. My sanity is now restored. Okay, so let's grab what we need to do here. So, commanding voice. Extending the range of our abilities to 6 it's a good one. It's not, like, inherently powerful, but as the game goes on, it's going to be frustrating because I do want to cast that get back in the fight, the healing one, and having a range of 6 instead of 3 is going to be a much more makes me much more capable. This is, like I said, this is going to help us to get our willpower up so we can get those once per combat abilities quicker. Having higher resolve is going to make that bar move faster. But so it's nice. I can't grab that one yet. See, this one requires bring it down, which I'm guessing is... Oh, it's not one of those, thank goodness. So we have to find out, where's bring it down? Use voice command or bring it down. Oh, we already have that one. Ah, okay. That's why it's red. Half the bonus remains until end of combat. Now this is sort of nice, because we're giving like plus 14 right now to everybody, so that becomes a plus 7. So it just makes everybody have better skills. So, you know, plus 7 strength means you're doing more melee damage. Plus 7 ballistic skill means you're hitting with your rifle a little bit better. I actually think that's really good. This one just helps me personally. It gives me extra armor penetration, rate of fire, and damage with that shotgun. And then these, of course, we can wield 2-handed shotguns in one hand. I don't know how powerful that is. I mean, I selected it because I just saw those words and thought I need that. Then, of course, these things are just nice. But it's only a plus 5. This is good. This increases your hit points. It's almost like in Baldur's Gate, the original Baldur's Gate, this D&D, not the third, not Baldur's Gate 3, but the other ones. There was feats you could take. It just gave you bonus health. It was like, I think it was called toughness or whatever, and you would just get bonus health every time you leveled up. I mean, that's sort of what this is. These are the Arbiter abilities, so if I do attack, I reduce their armor. I'm immune to a bunch of stuff. You can parry with ranged weapons. And then, of course, these are just really, really nice to haves. I think I'm going to go with this just because there's no good time to take it. So let's just take it now. It'll increase our range to 6. We will benefit from that. It just, you know, it's not shiny and flashy, but it is definitely something we'll benefit from. And then right here, this is an opportunity to get our fellowship up. So we will do that. So now we're up to 55. Like I said, I'd be at 65 with my other character, but that's okay. I mean, 55 is still a decent amount. Okay, now we complete that. So now we go to this guy, and once again, we had those shield ones, right? He has a shield one right now. So he's getting it at level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 instead of 7. He has a shield one. So you can see there's one here and there's one there. And these are his choices. And that's the reason why this was showing up as blank. Okay, so we already have Endure, which is an excellent skill. This is the one I took, and I never used it. and the reason I never used it is it costs 1 AP, and I never had the AP to use it. But you get 20% armor protection and plus 8 damage, and you ignore 12% of their parry. So this is really good if you're fighting against some stubborn high armor enemy or a boss. And like I said, I never used it, even though it's nice. The other one that I took was this one, Swarm an Enemy. And you can see these are the ones they're recommending. So you mark a target and you get 20% armor and plus 6 damage on melee attacks against that target. So again, it's another nice boss one where you gain armor, so that boss isn't hurting you as badly. I have used this. And then also, if the target attacks the warrior, you get an extra AP, action point. Let's see, what are these other ones? Gain a slash ability with 1 charge for this round. It costs 2 action points, which is very expensive. Or you can dash through the enemy to the cell on the enemy's opposite side and make a melee attack with 50% reduced damage. It just seems like a lot for 2 action points. Gathers all your might for a crushing strike. The next melee attack pushes away the enemy. I haven't had a need to push the enemy yet. I can see why maybe this is helpful. But all it does is push them. It doesn't do extra damage. It doesn't... that's the reason why I thought this was it just seemed... It's manipulative, yet you can push them around the thing, but it just seems really weak. Now, if there was like steam... Because there's maps where steam's going to be bursting out, and if you walk into the steam, you take damage. I could see how maybe pushing them into the steam might help you to win a battle, because there's some kind of hazard on the... This one, you scream, drawing the attention of all enemies, making them attack you. But only if they fail a resistance test. I can see why I took these two. Now that I'm looking at these other ones, I'm like, yeah, I can see this. So I'm going to take... like, this one's interesting. But yeah, I think I am going to take Reckless Strike, even though I never use it. And then, which of these will we take? Great question. He is a Medicus healer, so we could always grab one of these as well. His value is 30 at the moment. We could make it 40. Now, why would I want him to be a healer when he's our melee guy? Well, to heal himself, to be honest. It uses his whole turn, but it does keep him alive if he's in one of those desperate situations. But let's go with athletics, because he's currently our athletics person. Alright, and then we got Idra. See, there's the shield thing for her. So you can see she's got a much larger list, right, to choose from. But this is where it gets really interesting, because like this, you can turn her into like a cleric. She has 2 of these already by default. This one, you turn her into a flame, basically a human flamethrower. And this is sort of a buff and debuff thing, but she already has 2 of them selected. So this is one of those deals, if you created your own character, you could maybe skip these two and then focus on, like if you want to make a fire person or whatever. That's the one thing with this. But anyways, we're not at that point. We're here. So let's see. Exposed weakness is free. We have been using it. On their first turn, distribute the same number of exploits among all enemies. At the start of each operative subsequent turns, distribute half as many among all the enemies, but only in a 2-cell radius around the operative. So you got to be really close and personal. I like it if it wasn't for the 2-cell radius one. Enemy with the largest exploits gets another one. If the target of analyze enemies has 2 or more, they get an additional one. So if you have perception of 10 or higher, you gain 1 action point and ignore enemies' deflection. I sort of like that one a lot. Exposed weakness is free. Exposed weakness reduces their toughness and willpower. This one gives everybody 15%. This is just a nice one because she's going to give stats to people. So see, origin advancement was plus 10. Here, humanity's finest. So she gave herself plus 10 willpower, right? So if we do stronger together, all allies are going to get plus 5 of whatever characteristic she chose for humanity's finest. So she chose willpower, so she will give plus 5 willpower to everybody in the party if I take this. So I really like this because it's like beefing up the stats, and the more party members you have, the more valuable it is. So if I have 5 other party members, I'm giving up a free 25 willpower to everybody. And I was an Imperium person as well, so I was giving out fellowship to everybody because I took fellowship. And then she's also Imperium, and so she can give out hers, which I think is agility. So some of these are, like the willpower one's probably the most powerful one of all these. And of course we have all these too. So every Perils of the Warp increases momentum by... So as soon as that Perils of the Warp triggers, you get plus 11 momentum, which is a lot. So we already have that one. This increases her range so she can attack further away. Not a bad one. It's similar to what we did with the officer. It's a utility one. These ones we don't get until we level up more. I do like it. I like a lot of these other ones too. Like the making that cost 0 AP. It's really nice. I think I like this one the most. Now what this does, like, ignore enemies' deflection. Deflection mostly happens when you're going up and hitting them with your staff melee. But remember, the only way you can calm... So every time she uses her ability, she's making the turmoil get higher and higher. So you have to go up and hit them with your staff to make it go down. So you basically just do a couple melee rounds. So that's why this can be helpful. And then the +1 action point is just helpful no matter what. Yeah, let's take the +1 action point. And then, the willpower is not bad, but in her case, perception benefits the, that analyze skill. It really benefits from the perception, so we'll keep that going. And then last but not least, So we're taking a skill here. We're going to go ballistic all the way. And then here you can see there's the shield. So everybody gets their little shield skill at different times. So for her... I took this one and I rarely use it, but it is nice. So basically, you know how I keep shooting my allies? If I spend an action point here, my allies will get out of the way. So I can shoot through them and not worry about hitting my allies. So I really like that. I also really like dash. So when I'm trying to get her in a position so she could shoot somebody, this lets me move an extra 3 spaces. And it costs 0 action points, so it's a free thing. So right now I'm doing area attack. Yeah, see, bursts are not considered area attack. So those bursts I'm doing are not area attack. So I'm not doing area attack. Area attack, I don't know, like maybe it's like a flamethrower or something. But if you had area attack, there's some really nice things. It's just I don't have that. So this gives you better shielding behind your cover. Next time the soldier uses run and gun, they gain back all their action points and movement points plus 1 additional action point. It also resets the cooldown of all other soldier abilities except for run and gun. I mean, that could be helpful. Next range burst attack will have its base rate of fire doubled, but you do 25% less damage. These are actually all decent. Like I said, I don't use this as much, but what I was doing though is she ended up becoming a laser sniper. So she was doing single shot lasers that were aimed. So she wasn't hitting my guys anymore. That's why I wasn't using it. But right now we have her doing a bolt weapon that has bursts. So yeah, let's take this skill. Alright, we are done. And right now we're tentatively helping
money to be made?
This jerk.
Wait. Pure color. And it's all riddled with horrible veins that carry the poison.
And I'm gonna save it because
air
we
and
just
pain throughout its body. Who are you? Why are you crying?
Oh, I must have stepped on the trap.
If the witch is talking about the enemies of humanity who set upon this abode of noble navigators, then our weapons will soon dispel their wicked misery.
I stepped on a trap. Okay. So we're in here, and there is going to be a big battle. That's why I just saved it. So, let's go in. Whoops. Let's select everybody.
I always get the job done.
Grab whatever items we can. Holy gifts. And you can see the enemies right here. They just haven't seen us, or I think I was trying to go after these goods over here and I triggered the battle, which put me way out of position.
Or get left in the dust.
So let's just walk forward.
You will beg for mercy, but I will grant none.
Death to his enemies!
Oh, I didn't know I could do that. Hold down the space to speed it up. Okay, so how do I want to do this? We have 2 people to our left. 3, my apologies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in front of us. Nobody to our right. And I'm missing one. There's 10. There's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 up there. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and put myself right up here and firmly in the middle. Actually, no, I'm going to be doing some shotgun blasting, so let's be more participant in this battle. I am going to put her up behind something. Same with her. Except I'm going to put her behind solid something. And then this guy just needs to go murder, death, kill. Alright. So I'm going to switch to this weapon set. So you can see I have all creatures. It reduces their dodge and parry and everything else, regardless of whether they were hit or not. So I can hit 2, but not all 3. See, I have to like choose. Or I can just do a regular shot. It's the same deal. I'm gonna go ahead and do a regular shot.
Who if not me? Another enemy down.
That's pretty nice. I took out 2 of them. Let's give some uber bonuses to Abelard. Then we can even let somebody else attack. And remember, I got normally my range was only +3, but I made it 6, so now I can reach her even though she's not next to me anymore. So I'm already benefiting from my new
It's as good as
ability.
done.
And then I can have her do a burst shot. This guy is a boss, so let's do that one.
The enemy.
And I just made a big mistake there. Yeah. Look, she's even injured because of that. I did save this. That was a big mistake on my part. Boneheaded. So anyways, it auto-saved right when we discovered this trap.
The Emperor favors me today.
So there we go. We disarmed the trap this time. Even though nobody actually got injured by it last time. This is what's interesting. That's 2% times 25, so we just got 50% of holy gifts. So our holy gifts should be... Holy moly. So I'm seeing... I don't know where the 25 went. There's another one. So I don't know why it's only at 101%. Oh, because there's 2. One crate has 101%, and another crate has 83. I did not know that it does it that way. Okay. Alright, the only other thing we're missing is this. We'll grab that for now, and then we're right back. We didn't lose much. Let's go up. I'm gonna hold down the spacebar like they suggested. I guess that did speed it up a little bit.
I'll make an example out of you. For the Emperor.
I'm gonna see. I don't quite have as good of a position, but that's okay. Abelard's still up there. I still want her to... Maybe we'll put her over here on this side, so she could peek out to the right. And then Yeah. That might make it better.
Let's make some opportunities.
What?
Low momentum.
What? What was that? Did I, like, critically fail? Jeff uses blast wave, rending shots. I don't understand what just happened there. Alright, we're loading again. My only thoughts is that I somehow did I like roll a critical failure, so it's gonna cause me to shoot my own people.
Duty prevails.
I don't understand that at all. I mean, I guess I saw we saw Indira on the last boss battle, the eldritch horror looking thing when Edelroth turned into the creature in the prologue. We went up with Indira to do something, and she ended up injuring herself. So we did see this happen once before. I think it was just an unfortunate dice roll.
That's how it's done.
That is crazy that's how that works. I'm gonna save this yet again so we could just spare ourselves from picking up the stuff over and over.
Let not dawdle.
Gonna hold down the... I guess I could just hit enter.
You will beg for mercy, but I will grant none. Stand your ground!
So we'll do that. See, I can't even get her behind. We'll put her back here then. And put her there. Start the battle.
Them around.
See, this time I don't even get to go first.
My faith strengthens me.
Turning around and shooting my own people with that shotgun was brutal.
Weapon at the ready. I'll brush this
That
off.
hurts. Well, the good news is I get to hit all three of them now.
Happen. Fall before my might.
That time it worked.
Who, if not me? I'll see to it personally.
Okay, no one's in her way this time.
As the Emperor commands.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and end my turn. I do have a bit of damage, and they're gonna keep picking on him.
What that?
Oh no! Come on!
Weather the storm.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I did say I wanted to play a harder difficulty, and I'm experiencing that now. I was actually waiting for Adelard's turn, and then he was going to use his med kit on me, but it didn't. We didn't make it that far. So It's no big deal. We're not that far into this battle.
Your arrogance will be your downfall.
How about if I hide behind this one? It's not going to really matter, because if he's not behind... And now I'm first. That's the only one in range. So if I do this, if I'm a few spaces further away, it makes their aim a little harder to hit. But yeah, not being behind cover definitely hurts. Well, maybe I don't worry about these guys, that she could go after them. So what I do is I worry about these guys up here. But with a shotgun, I'm not going to be able to... So what if I went to there? See, there's nobody to shoot at. See, there's no... See how it shows the little arrows? This will give me arrows, but boy oh boy, does that put me in everybody's target. As does that.
Taking calculated risk is my second nature.
This is that deal where I'm not going to be able to get all three of them.
On it. Never stood a chance.
So we only got one of them.
I'll see to it personally. I'll make it happen.
I'm just going to beef up the same person this time. Now what I could do is, I could, see this is going to hit Adelard. So what I can do here is do controlled shot. But when I do that, I no longer have the 4 action points for this, so I'm going to go ahead and just do that. So we can hit any one of these. That'll kill somebody.
Faith
that
without being fabricated.
Alright. So I'm not going to be able to get to anybody, but let's just run up as far as we can.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time.
Then we can do our charge. Can't quite get to him. Can't get to that one. Well, maybe I can get to him.
Victory is imminent.
Yeah. But as long as I have action points left, I can still attack. Remember, this one is more armor penetrating. We only have one
Indeed. An exemplary
person to attack. I could have done this. There is a negative effect with this, though. And then I'm going to use my brace for impact. And endure.
I must not falter.
Follow my lead. Follow my lead.
Okay, commander's done. We no longer have Adelard in the way, so we can
As
go
the
ahead.
Emperor commands, none can escape the Emperor's judgment.
Then I can do run and gun. So I think I'm gonna get closer.
Guided by faith.
I could do that again. Do I need to? Sure.
Doubt is for the weak. Each strike is a prayer.
A lot of misses when you do burst, but it works.
On it. I know what is to come.
Oh, I can't see him. That... See, instead of moving and then deciding to attack, the game lets you select, hey, I want to move here, and then you can even build in your attack. And then I would have realized that I can't see them.
Anything else?
If you'll notice, the warp thing, the veil degradation is not happening. Although I guess she hasn't done that much. I can reach him though.
But of course. Can I fall back now?
Break their morale. My faith strengthens me.
Stop mocking
At the ready.
me.
He ended up hitting his own guy more than he hit us. See how he's taking no damage? Adelard's pretty awesome, but you got to give him those defensive abilities. With him, he's great. Alright, I know I was having her go after these two, but I'm going to go after these two. By going in and then doing this.
Don't let your guard down. Another enemy down.
Momentum.
That was awesome. Let's give some abilities. Can I reach him? I can.
Who if not me?
That's fantastic. Now, this will not work on him because this does not give movement points. This does, though. But I can give somebody else action points. I can't give it to her because I did it last turn. The problem is I don't know if Adira can reach anybody. We'll find out. Just out of reach. No visibility. Yeah, she can't reach anybody. And like I said, no movement points when I do that ability. She can do this though, analyze enemies. Nope. Oh, she can see him.
Anything
him.
else?
Yeah, it wasn't very helpful. Now I can just give somebody a full turn. Sure, we're gonna give it
Accepts
to
your
Adelard.
lot.
Reduced to dust.
I did add extra distance to my charge, and now you're seeing why that's helpful. Like I can get all the way to there, but I can't kill him. Oh, never mind. I can only get to there.
It will be done.
Alright, well, it was a bonus turn anyways. Now it's his turn for real. So yeah, we're gonna go up and
A
slash.
tactically sound approach.
Dash and slash! What game was that from? Definitely, I'm not doing the voice correctly, but dash and slash!
At your beck and call.
That should be a very
Your
recognizable
target.
thing that a character said in a video game. Alright, so we won. I had to do quite a few reloads there, so my apologies. Some of it was mistakes were made on my part. So here we go. So we have a flak chest plate that has 20%. It's a medium armor. The only person, so I'm light armor. He's heavy. She's light. She's medium. So let's switch to her, and you can see that she's currently wearing better armor already. So what that means is we just move this to the cargo. And then we have this scrappy auto pistol, which I'm not sure I care about. And then here's a laser gun I was telling you about. Not the best one in the world, but it's a two-handed laser gun. The armor penetration is only 5%, so it's not that good. But this one happens to have burst fire. The other one that I gave to her was more of a sniper version. So we're gonna not take that one. Just send all those to cargo. And then we got some looting over here. And then it sort of remembers. Like, it remembers that I didn't care for these items, so now they by default show up on the cargo side. And let's go back up and finish what we were doing up here. So we got a mutated flesh sample. And then there's some goods here.
The Whispers told me a secret.
A meteorite chunk. Here we found a secret with a Ripper auto pistol. Then 4 frag grenades. I need to start getting into the habit of using those, but anyways, let's grab them. So it's just telling us it's a consumable. You put it in these slots. So we happen to have, like, there is a Grenadier upgrade you can get, which makes using these cost 0 action points. They do some decent damage. You want it to be on a character that's going to be close to the front lines, right? Because that's why you're going to throw a grenade, to hit them. So putting it on your shooty person, probably not a good idea. We can't use medkits, so I'm going to go ahead and give some to him. Looks like you only put 1 in a slot. He's got medkits, but let's give him at least 1, right? There's no harm. And we'll give her 1. Why not? It's an equal opportunity gaming experience. Okay, so I can tell you already, this is the door we want to open, but it's currently locked. So we're not going to waste our time clicking on it. Continue looting. So this would be miscellaneous cargo. So here's what I propose. We take those for now. We could always throw it in miscellaneous cargo later. Alright, so this is a data crypt. Now, when I was grabbing this stuff, I had no idea, like, what the heck is this? It'll all become apparent. You're sort of grabbing stuff that's quest items that you don't even realize is quest items yet. He almost visited our heads because someone forgot to... check the catering unit. Okay, a little bit of flavor there. Keeper Felic is the madman who wants to kill Cassius that we're currently helping, quote unquote. So that just is some dialogue between these guys that, you know...
Always keep your eye on the prize. This is intriguing.
Whoop. Now this is, I love this about the game. I was just clicking to move in here and it pauses automatically. And the moment I click on this, all my movement orders get removed, and the only person that moves is the person who's removing the trap.
Never doubt me.
Perfecto. There's going to be a few more.
The crew continues to mourn Lady Theodora. I fear it may affect the performance of their duties in service of the Lord Captain.
So we got a Navigator flesh sample.
Let the people grieve. Lady Theodora was with us so long that we started to believe she was immortal.
So miscellaneous holy gifts, jewelry. The holy gifts is valuable. I'm liking the fact that we're seeing a bunch of those.
I always keep my options open.
An expected result.
So we cleared out some stuff, which just lets us loot this guy. Alright, that looks like a decent sword. It is. The armor penetration is the same as the Wrath of St. Drusus. It has a cleave, which the... So the Wrath of St. Drusus says, does not have an area attack. Increased damage from all sources against any hit targets by 15% until the end of combat. So, if you do hit somebody, then anybody else who hits that same somebody gets an extra 15%. And it's a chain sword. We don't want to move away from chain swords, I don't think. I like the sword. So, I think we will loot it. And then this one's 5 bonus to persuasion. So, what I'm thinking is I have this baloney sword that I'm walking around with. We'll at least upgrade that. Send this to the cargo. Now this is where we have +3 bonus to tech use. I'm going to go ahead and take the persuasion because that's more helpful for me. The tech use one, I mean, he's got 30, 30, and 30. So, you know, take your pick who you give it to. For now, alright, so we successfully looted that. Now we got these 2 doors. Let's do this one first. I sort of remember this.
We should deal with this.
Okay, so you may notice that if I put my mouse here, nothing's happening. That's because this little line takes you to where the trap is set. So you have to go into this room to remove the trap. So we're going to just move the other way.
Is there money to be made?
This door is locked, so we're going to try to use my tech ability.
Success is the only outcome I accept.
And then, see here? It's showing the disarm trap because the little thing goes through and then the circuit breaker is right here. So now she'll come in, disable the trap from this room.
Today.
Then we can even open the door and go in there. It's a little tricky. More holy gifts. Jewelry. Miscellaneous. Well done. Okay. Am I ready to go in there yet? I think I am, because that door didn't open for us. I am. So let's try it. So this guy's going mad. And there he is. He's down. We didn't even have to fight anybody. Okay, so again, a lot of... I wouldn't call it junk, because it's all helping us here in the cargo. I'm switching it to this view. So, let's sort them by type. So there we go, we can see everything. So we got multiple Mechanicus. We filled up one range box, one melee box. So I can tell you, like, the holy gifts are very, very valuable. The jewelry will be with specific factions. The armor, melee, and ranged are not super valuable. They're in the middle. And then the these Mechanicus creations can be very valuable, and these heretic trophies. Oh, also the Xenos. So anyways, let's collect. So we got everything from there. Let's grab some more goods. It's another one of those things where you don't understand what the heck it is. More nonsense.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
Research notes. So this is our first clue into what the stuff is that we're picking up. So let's do info so we can use our scroll bar. So they're studying the flesh of the Navis Nobilite. Navigators are completely resistant to the restless currents of the warp. Remember that. Adamantine dust and black water. This is the worst idea, so do not do that. We did make an important discovery. Adamantine seems to protect the frail flesh of the lowborn to a degree. So lowborn flesh and adamantine go together. All the data related to the experiment were recorded to data crypt OH, K4OH. I'll get back to them later once I'm done with the experiment of H41OK. The meteorite found by Keeperphilic subjects is completely useless. The shining granules could be used to make new paints for the child. I think we're going to do exactly that. So we got lots of doors here. I think I want to just do these in order.
That's how it's done.
So we get some nice...
I always get the job done.
Wide awake pack. Miscellaneous, provisions, fuel, more holy gifts. Fire grenades. This is a light chest plate, so you can see it's a little better than the armored body glove that I'm currently wearing. So we'll go ahead and pick that up, and then we have a two-handed... There it is. So this is a laser sniper weapon with 15% armor penetration, which is different than the bolt weapon she currently has. And it has Deadeye Shot, so see that for 2 action points. She can do a Deadeye Shot, which basically she can just hit targets, and you can see the range is 18 for a maximum of 36, which is a lot better than the range for the Unfading Valor. It's also a lot of damage, although with the Burst Fire, I would argue that the Unfading Valor does more damage, because with the Burst Fire you could hit multiple times. The dodge reduction means that whoever she's shooting has their dodge reduced by 30, so the chances of them dodging the shot is lower. And then it gets a 25% additional hit chance, which means that she doesn't miss very often. The rate of fire is just 1, which Yeah, you're just shooting once, no matter which choice you make, the Deadeye versus the single shot. So that's what I gave her, and so I started to make her into basically a sniper. I'm going to go ahead and collect them all for now, and the thing I don't remember is did I take... Did I take the talent where I'm a bolt expert? Right there. I think I started with that though. It's an origin talent. I did. I started with that. So what I need to do is I need to go here. So there I took Firearm Mastery. Here I took Rapid Reload, Unpredictable. Yeah, I think we're okay. So right here, Bolt Weapon Expert, I actually started. That would give us extra 10% armor protection. So she started with this as her origin. But here's the deal. You can get, instead of focusing on bolt weapons, you can become a laser weapon expert. So they get another minus 20% to their dodge penalty. So basically right now they're already losing 30% of their dodge. This makes it minus 50%. So you are very rarely going to miss. That's the thing that I discovered with the game, is like she becomes this awesome sniper. Now the problem is like you've seen her do her burst shot. And if you're shooting a target that's close enough or big enough, she's hitting it multiple times, or she's hitting multiple enemies, and so she's like annihilating them. But you also saw that we're shooting our own allies, and that's also a problem. And makes me regret that I took the skill of where she makes the allies duck and get out of the way, because if I go down this laser route again, which I did enjoy, I don't need it, because she could just shoot laser eye right around everybody. But anyways, Laser Weapon Expert is the thing, and then I guess she has laser weapon proficiency already? So taking Laser Weapon Expert versus taking the other Weapon Expert, they're both the same. It's not like she has to do Laser Weapon Proficiency first. Anyways, it's an idea to consider. And let's now what I can do is I can give her both, right? She's got this crappy pistol, but like we can have her snipe or burst. Like, I don't have to choose one or the other at the moment. So let's do that. Let's just have her do that. Let's give her a fire grenade. This we can send to the cargo. We're going to give him the light armor. Send that to the cargo. I think that... we'll give him a fire grenade as well. That should cover everything. Okay, we're still not done. Let's grab more stuff. Fuel. A bunch of miscellaneous.
I always have a backup plan.
So, Uvi is Kasia, the girl that's upstairs that what's his face is trying to kill, Felik. Uvi is her personal assistant. I don't think we're supposed to know that yet, but so he's very loyal to her. And there you can see they're like under some kind of weird fog influence. I couldn't figure out anything to do with this. And there you can see like the arch enemy has infiltrated this somehow. And that's been a common theme throughout all of this.
Keep your wits about you.
Alright, so now we're in this thing where we can waken the Cogitor spirit. So, station navigators. Felic is alive. Theobald, alive. Calamira is dead. Alexius is dead. And Rasmus is dead. The child is in the upper chambers. And you can see she has stress levels. So they're being sabotaged. All kinds of stuff is happening here. Servants close to the child are being butchered. And they think it's because of the child's powers. So Aranto Orselio was the last one there, but everything is classified. So I get by the restrictions with my tech level. Child delete picked flow, disable access code, anal station, self-destruct purge command log. Only the keepers of the station have access to life support systems. Keeper Theobald has not left the child's side, and neither had I. System can't do the command. We're going to activate the elevator. So we just gave power back to the elevator. And then we're going to go to the main chamber controls. And we're going to open all doors on the level. Okay, so now we're getting all these warnings. That door's already been open. That one's already open. That one's depressurized. We just opened that door. That's already been opened. This is letting us know we opened our quest item. Which is this door over here. Let's keep going, and then let's open the last door. Step away from the cogitator. Okay, So one of the things you're going to notice is on our way out, that one door opened. Or at least I thought it did. Oh, maybe that's the one that's depressurized. See, we opened another door. Or at least it told us that we did. Grants willpower bonus. Warp lore. That's actually a good one for her.
I always keep my options open.
Uh-oh. The door is open. Come in and avenge us. Okay, so it's not like it appears again. So here we are. We're in a new laboratory. Let's see if we can examine.
Success is the only outcome I accept.
Yet another one of those. Flesh sample. Side crystal. Big mess.
Let us not dawdle.
And here we are. So it's saying that there's... oh, right there at our feet. Okay, so this one... lowborn male. Yeah, so all kinds of test subjects, bad things happening. Adamantine. Not quite done. This is another important one. The mutated reacts most unusually to the crystals we purchased. Finally grinding the reagent to catalyze. Do not use acid. The tech priest blessed the H41OK. H40KO malfunctioned. So we can remake the control rod or with the transducer. I don't remember doing this, but So if I put that in,
What do we have here?
yeah, so we get the crystal dust. So now we get adamantine dust. We can remake the control rod. So this was the thing that Felic wanted us to make. So that's done. And then for this next part, I am going to save it because this is a little tricky. So what we're going to do is, and this is, none of this is necessary, at least from my understanding, it's just a puzzle. So if we go to the tissue flask, we know we can't use the Navigator flesh because it's immune to everything. We have a choice between a regular flesh sample and a mutated one. And I think they said that the mutated one works best with H41OK. And this is the part where I need my my notes. They blessed the data crypt H41OK. So see that? So we do that one. Then we come over here and they said do not use acid. Now the black water didn't go well with something else. So this is the part that's the most, like, do we use biogel or do we use the black water? The black water was, don't use black water with, I think it was the adamantine, but I can't remember which one we're supposed to use for this. It doesn't tell you. I mean, the logic puzzle gets you most of the way there, and then you basically have a 50-50 here, because it said don't use acid. So I think I'll try the biogel. Then you got a reagent, which the mutation was with the crystal, if I remember correctly. Then you turn it on.
This could be an
And it worked.
opportunity.
So we got ourselves 6 adaptive antidotes. Grants immunity to toxic damage and inflicts a -10 penalty to the end of combat. So these are just nice things to have. Okay, this next one I don't remember at all. So I'm going to save it again. If you get it wrong, this thing blows up and you're done. So again, this is a red herring. The Navigator flesh sample, not going to help you. It doesn't react with anything. So this is the lowborn one. So we got to use our lowborn notes. So this one was talking about the mutated one. This one's talking about the lowborn, I believe. So navigators are positively resistant to anything with the warp. And I can't do the scroll on this one. So adamantine dust and black water. This was the worst idea, so don't do that. But it seems to protect the frail flesh of the lowborn. So, which one do we do? Well, this tells you that the H40KO malfunctioned. So don't use the H40KO. Use this one. Right? So then we go to this one, and don't use the black water. We're going to use acid. And then they said that the meteorite dust was only used for paint. So we're going to do the adamantine. Let's try it.
What a peculiar
And there it
thing.
is. So now we got 6. They grant you immunity to warp damage. So I know that was a lot. It's a bit of a logic exercise, and they don't tell you exactly everything, and you're left to to guess a little bit, but it all makes sense now that you think about it. But yeah. So here's the part with the lowborn. So now we can just start adding some of this stuff to cargo that it won't let me add, or that maybe later when we get off of this planet.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
And like I said, I don't think you need that stuff. Just nice to have, and you know, if anything, you got where did it go? We picked 6 of this and 6 of that. Where did they go? What? We got the antidote. Where did the antidote and stuff go? I'm confused. I didn't accidentally move it over to here, did I? Yeah, I don't see any... Like, I moved this over. That I... Where did the antidotes I just made? Where did they go? I am so utterly confused now. There we go. We had this filtered somehow. It was filtered on notable. That's a mistake. There they are. Okay, I was getting, like, really concerned. See, those are creature comforts, those filtering methods. And then, of course, that was a situation where the creature comfort backfired on me. Okay, so we got everything we need to get up this elevator.
Is there money to be made?
I need to pause for station identification. I'll be right back. Okay.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Experience? Nothing matters more.
Alright, I'm going to save it again, because these decisions are a little precarious. And here we go. So, I think there's a lot of choices here. 1, you could just straight up attack him. 2, you could pretend to be his friend. 3, you can say, hey, I'm going to go up there by myself. There's, like I said, lots of choices here. And that's right. So I was getting very frustrated. I'm like, I have a control rod. It's right here in my hand. It's telling me a control rod is required. So what's the deal? Like, why can't I do this? And this is probably something in the playtesting that they should have fixed. But you need to talk to him first, and then it works. So let's talk to him. Okay, so now she's having one of her divine things. Two baths, both stained with blood, both leading to the accursed eye. which is the Navigator. They all wear masks, so poor and flimsy. They fall at the slightest touch. One hiding a blind man, another a traitor. Both lead to tragedy. So, if I get this child to become my navigator, I will get rid of this burden. And so then what he will do is he'll let me go up the stairs elevator alone. So he won't be going up to kill her.
Keep your wits about you.
Okay, I don't want to do this because I don't trust that dude. I'm gonna try to persuade her. Okay, so we could attack him too, of course, but then we're siding with Felik. And he becomes our navigator. I never had him join my party before, so I don't know what his powers are like. Okay, so the part that confused me with this is... Alright. I take Cassia and kill them both. Makes no sense to me. I bring Cassia to Felik as I promised. Again, that's not what I promised. I said I would take her off the station. This is I'm refusing to take her. And I'm taking him as my navigator. Or I'm saying, let's kill Felix. So, like, none of these options are, yeah, I'll take her. So it left me confused, like, okay, which one do I choose? So I chose this one, because he is a monster, so it's... So now we have to kill Felix, suddenly. Okay, so Kasha is currently knocked out. We have some more goods. Lots of holy gifts this time. I think these goods are different than the last time. I don't remember having so many holy gifts. Okay. I believe I can just click on this and we leave, or do I have to click on her? They're gonna follow us. Alright, off we go. This is a bit of a battle.
For mercy, but I will grant none.
Okay, so more to the left than to the right. I'm gonna put her over here. I'm gonna put myself here. This isn't helping my hive thing where I need to be near people, is it? No, not really. Alright, we just did the analyze stuff.
On it.
Will do. No can do.
Okay, so we got our burst. You can see, look at that. It barely does any damage to him. Or we can switch to our laser weapon. Deadeye shot does 14 to 20 damage.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
So I just did 16 to him. I'm gonna do this, which will make our willpower go up. I'm gonna do run and gun. Gonna move up behind him. Do 19 more. And turn.
It's as good as done. I'll make it happen.
These people are too far away. I wonder what happens if I give extra action points to, like,
I'll
him.
see to it personally.
Huh. That was pretty cool.
Step aside. The Navigator is coming. As duty demands.
Stay vigilant. Follow my lead.
Follow my lead.
My place is at the fore.
That was good.
I took care of this one.
Follow my lead.
The dodge is pretty cool when it works.
Follow my lead.
This battle is a lot easier than last time, and I'm playing on a harder difficulty. But it helps when you actually know how to play the game.
My feet.
At this stage, I was still like, what the heck is happening?
Moving out. Weather the storm. I must not falter. Onward. Duty prevails.
See, you'll notice this is barely moving up.
Anything else? Was that you? Or
High momentum.
God Emperor, move through me. Be the fire in my heart.
I guess you can only shoot once. Now let's do
I
the
am
firearm
his will
mastery.
made manifest.
Why is it not letting me? It must be because I had that weapon
I'll do it.
activated.
Dedicated.
Alright, he's done.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Damage. That was not trivial.
I'll make it happen.
I can't do that on myself. He doesn't have a range attack.
I'll see to
Do
it
him again.
personally.
There we go. That guy's good and dead.
Be careful not to cross my gaze.
That's the only one left. There we go. Battle's over.
Now, this is your burden, child. Survive. Return to the fold of your house as your destiny demands.
No! Don't leave me alone in this violet-brown haze! Wake up! Your mistress is giving you an order! Do you hear me?
He was a fine seer of the war. He fought for his mistress until the end.
Yeah, no.
Enough's enough. I've had my fill of waterworks, thank you.
What need have I for your regrets? I just want things to go back to the way they were before. What are you going to do to me? I beg your pardon, but what about my servants? Your Act 5 is still full of people loyal to House Orselio. Accompanying a rogue trader on their travels is an honor for any navigator. Let us go. I can no longer bear the sight.
Okay, so she is now another companion in our party. I honestly should look up what Felic is like. Because I'm assuming that he would be your navigator if you went the other way. Alright, so we got ourselves a shotgun. Doesn't look like it's any better than the shotgun we already have. And the one we already have is actually a unique one, it seems like. Okay, this is where it gets interesting. So he had tactical goggles. Yeah, she already has that kind of armor. Okay, one more. So this, 5% to hit, 3% to critical. That would be, it's a head thing. So right now, I don't need that. He's got armor, so I think that's better suited for him. She has this thing that gives her immunity to critical hits for the first 3 rounds. It's not the best thing in the world. This really would help her, because she is a critical... I don't think it's good for her. We're going to hold on to it. There's another companion coming that I think this would be really good for. So we'll just hold on to it. So every time the wearer deals damage, the target's weapon skill and ballistic skill is reduced. Now you could argue it's a good one for her. I'll go ahead and do that, because the bonus to tech skill gloves was... Maybe we'll give it to her. What's her? Because her tech skill is just as bad. Now here's the next part. So we got this navigator, and we killed 2, right? We killed one, and then of course her Theodorius or whatever his name was, he also died. We didn't kill him, but he died in the battle. So there's the staff House Orselio. Got to pay attention to this one. So it's 4 to 8 damage. Don't worry about that part. it's sort of minor. You have to be a navigator to use it. That's fine. Enemies targeted suffer a -5 penalty until the end of the navigator's next turn. And it stacks and is prolonged until the navigator's next turn every time it stacks. Plus it gives her 5 willpower, 5 perception. Now, one of these, like this is identical, right? Word for word, identical, and I think it's because that's what, what's-his-face, Theodorius had. But then there's this one. Ah, no. This is the one that, the other navigator had. This is the one Theodorius had. So instead of castigating, it does infusing, so allies that are targeted get a +5 bonus to all their stats until the end of the navigator's next turn. And it still gives... So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give her this one. And I know we haven't looked at her skills yet, but she is a very... They're both operatives. They're both the same archetype. And she is very attack-oriented, and this one's very buffing your allies oriented. So that's why we're giving her the... when she does things that targets other allies. She is... Actually, she's not an operator. She's actually an officer, just like we are. So she's going to do officer commands just like we do. So she's going to be buffing other people. So that's why I'm giving her that one. And then as far as the pistol goes, she can't use the pistol, but it's, as far as pistols go, it's a really nice one. And there's some requirement here that I'm not understanding, like, oh, you need 35 strength for this one. So he can use it. He's the only one that can use it. So do I want him to have a pistol? Yeah, because we had that a couple turns now where he was stuck. So even if his ballistic skill is not very good, he can at least try to shoot something. So why not give that to him? It does very decent damage. Yeah, we'll do that. Alright, now this thing, they mentioned something about how this could be used for paint. I don't know if I can do that, but this, we find out through the story that Cassia here likes to paint, or so she does paintings all the time. So I don't know if there's some connection there or not. Okay, so with that being said, what else can we equip on her? That's more or less it. Yeah. She's got this goofy pistol. We could go into the cargo if we wanted to maybe get a better pistol than this, but to be honest, we're not concerned about her pistol at all. Okay, so we got a new character. We're up to the 5 that we need. She is an officer, like we said. So let's she's dogmatic. These are the talents she has from her. She's an officer just like we are. Every time she targets an ally, they're going to get +5 health. She's actually going to heal them. She's a really good healer. So her origin and homeworld is unknown, so we can't, I guess this unlocks later in the game. And then she has flagship post abilities, which, we'll get on our flagship somehow. So let's, so this should be familiar, right? No difference there. She took persuasion. I can't change that. So all the skills that she took up to this point, I can't do anything about. But she has persuasion, which is just fine. That's a good one. Bring it down, of course. Can't change that either. Also can't change that. This is the first thing that she took. So she took this one where she heals everybody 5 health if she does targets any ally for any reason. So this, I think, blends well with her staff, right? So we want her to be ally. She's going to be an ally buffing type character. So now we get to pick something here, and we could do fellowship again, just like My character has fellowship, but there was a reason why she did not need fellowship, if I remember correctly. And I don't remember why. I think the willpower was more important. Give me a second. Man, there was a reason. I just don't remember what it was. I remember telling myself she doesn't need fellowship like I do. Right, let's just give her willpower. I'm gonna trust my gut on this one. And then here you can see she gets to pick a common talent, and there's a boatload of them, just like before. These ones are new ones because these are Navigator specific ones. So going all the way down to there, these are all new abilities that only a Navigator can take. So she's an officer, yes. And then these ones are, you can see, these are more of the generic ones, right? So I'm going to go ahead and star that. Most of these we don't need, right? Because these are combat-centric ones, and she's less of a combat type of character. You know, we probably want to star at least the ones that might be helpful if we need to later. I don't know if I need another character with persuasion, so we can have her become the warp expert or the Xenos expert. That's an interesting one. What's her current skill level on those? I don't know. So maybe we'll just tag these for now. I don't think Imperium's a good choice. Whichever one she's going to do, we want her to do the opposite. So one of these has to do warp and one has to do Xenos. And now that I think about it, she should be the warp one, but I think I gave her warp, so we'll have to sort that out. I don't need another person with commerce. So that's the thing, like 2 officers, I don't need both of them to be good at the same thing. But here's where, so we got all these new ones, and to be quite honest, this is where we need to focus. So Veil of Protection. Allies that are targeted get plus 10% armor. It's reduced by Veil Degradation. Navigator gains plus 5 fellowship and an additional plus 1 for every Navigator talent taken. Oh, that actually is not bad. Allies that are targeted get plus 5 to all resistances. I'm gonna flag that one. Maybe that one. Navigator heals at the beginning of every turn. That sounds awesome. Whenever the Navigator uses Navigator power, Veil Degradation is just simply reduced by 1. So when their perception is higher than their agility, they use dodge. They use that for their dodge instead. That's another awesome one. Right here. That's why I wanted her to... All resistance tests are used with willpower if it's higher than the base characteristic for such a test. If the willpower is higher than their toughness, the Navigator's wounds are calculated according to their willpower. That's the one. That's why I wanted willpower with her over fellowship. An ally in combat gains an extra turn, which of course is what an officer does. They get a +5 bonus to willpower until the end of combat, and it stacks up to 25. And we have 2 officers right now, so we'd be getting a +10. It's okay. I mean, the +5 to willpower, I'll star it, just so we don't lose it. +3 movement points. It's okay. Every enemy in the line of sight gets... I mean, that's just a good passive ability. Every even turn, they get an extra action point. Every odd turn, they get +20 perception. What a weird one. I mean, it could be helpful, though. It's definitely not harmful. I think we have plenty of starred abilities. The one I'm going to go after first, though, is that willpower one. Resistance test, and so this will give her a lot more hit points because she's not using her toughness. So we're going to do mind over matter first. And we got another level up, so we get to do another one. Man, this is tough. Like, this one where she heals every turn makes her really strong. So even if she does take damage, you know, she's going to recover. I like this one because we're picking a lot of Navigator skills, right? So right now that would be a 5 + 1. That would already be a +6 fellowship. And there's a lot of good ones here. I haven't even looked at these ones, but yeah, I mean, these are... I mean, having dodge and hit chance reduced, I mean, it's only 5 points, but it just means that, so they're shooting at you and they have a 5% less chance. In case you were wondering, this game uses D100. So D&D uses D20 dice. Warhammer uses D100. So when you see -5, I mean, it really is a -5%. Because, you know, if they're rolling a die, and I believe you got to roll under the... So if your skill is 30, you need to roll 30 or less to succeed. So when you subtract it by 5, you got to roll a 25 or less to succeed. So you're reducing their chance of succeeding by 5%. I mean, 5%, it's not chump change. It's not, you know, game breaking, but it definitely, you know, throughout the course of the game, it's going to make a lot of misses happen. But I think the thing I'm debating is which one's the most beneficial right now. Like, this one definitely makes her stay alive the best. I think I just like that one. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take that. Because that makes everybody stay alive. Because it makes them miss other people too. So I'll go ahead and take that. And then, yeah, here we go. So her fellowship is 40. And her willpower right now is 60. And we're going to crank her up again to 65. At some point, they're not going to let us take this anymore. And then we'll take the fellowship. Yeah, very, very happy. And we are done. So we're going to the Void Ship Bridge. Yeah, we did choose not to use the charm. Like, I don't know why I need to be so ruthless and mean to her, but the options are there, and I'm sure somebody out there plays that way. So this is interesting. Like, I'm wondering if she didn't want us to hear what was being said. It does say accidentally, it doesn't say intentionally. We're going to focus our efforts on disassembling the station and procuring technological components for our own vessel, or attempt to save... Oh, actually, we might be able to get some ship components. So I think I took this, which then gives us cargo for trade, right? Let's do this one to get ship components, because they're very expensive. I learned that in Act 2. Let's try that. Oh my gosh, that's the worst. That's not good components at all. Well, okay. All we got was crappy scrap, but it does mean we can upgrade our hull and our RAM and our RAM again and our hull again. So we're up to level 3 of each. It's better than nothing, I guess. Alright, I'm gonna go back to the bridge. can see we leveled up again. We will have just enough points that we will fill up our entire wheel in Act 1. By the time we go to Act 2, we're going to go up to the next archetype, like the mid-level archetype. So, it's pretty cool how they have it working out exactly that way. We have 5 people in our party now, so let's go solve this puzzle. Alright, well, let's level up first. So now I finally get... So here you can see they're recommending various things. This gives an ally movement points. Next attack will ignore cover. And then, of course, those are abilities that I chose my Arbiter for. But this is by far and away the best. I just made a big fuss about it. For me to not take that now would be... it'd be heretical. That's... Alright, and then, what's the next talent that we want? Let's go to our stars here. That's just going to make our shotgun better. Oh wow, we don't have a lot of things selected, do we? Although, to be quite honest, grabbing some of these is good for our character. Let's just do one final... See, I can throw a grenade that does not... So those are like pacifying grenades. There's also one that I never selected with anybody, but it's called Grenadier. The first grenade used in combat does not use any AP, so it's free. So you can throw a grenade, and it doesn't count against attack limits either, so you could just toss one. It's not a bad one at all. In fact, I'm going to add it to the list so we don't forget. It might be actually good for us. I'm sort of feeling like, even though we're an officer, I think I do want these. So that gives us +7. That gives us +7. I'm pretty sure, though, if I take +5 of this, I'm getting +5 of each of those. We can test this out. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. So we are currently at 75 persuasion, 65 commerce, and 55 fellowship. So get back in the fight, and if I take the fellowship one, see, that went up to 80. So that's the thing. So if you take these upgrades, the derived skills benefit as well. So if this goes up 5 points, so do both of these. So by this being 10 points lower, because I went with the Arbiter path, these are both 10 points lower as well. That's the only gotcha here, but I took the fellowship because that's what I keep trying to take, and these are coming up really nice. So I probably don't need to get the +7 on these as much, but we'll see. And then as far as like the lore, see, her warp lore is 41. And you can see she got 5 because she's an unsanctioned psyker. 6 because of her goggles, and 30 because of her intelligence. And if you go to her, her warp lore is good as well. 5 because she's a navigator. We just need one of them to focus on Xenos. And if I take the goggles away from her, she's just getting... They're both actually the same. Yeah, they're both the same. It's just whoever wears the goggles. That's the only difference. So if I do... Take the goggles off of her, and then give it to her. There we go. She's got the warp skills now. Oh, I gave her the wrong goggles. There we go. Alright, let's level up this dude. So, weapon skill will help him with his melee. And of course, toughness is always good. Let's give him some weapon skill. His toughness is 60. Let's do that one. And then, yeah, we got a lot of things we can choose here. Chain weapon expert. If we want to commit to chain, because we like these chain swords, we're going to get +4 max damage. That doesn't mean he's going to do 4 more damage. It just seems a little weak to me. Then this is a similar thing. If I increase the strength, all the derived skills with strength go up with it. Same with the toughness. That's a really good one for him. More hit points for him is good because he's the guy that's always running up and he usually doesn't have cover. This is becoming less and less of a thing because I'm not using axes. That's still a nice one because he does come short with his movement points. These are lower priority. That one is really good. He would give his toughness bonus to everybody, which is also good because that's more hit points for everybody but her. It's okay, not great. I'm actually seeing it narrow down to just a few things. Yep, we already have that one. This is actually a really awesome one. I was surprised that I took that one already. So straight up more hit points, half the character's level. So he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's just 4 more hit points, but it will grow every time he levels up. It just grows and grows and grows. Give me a second so I can cough. Much better, much better. Okay, I'm finding it interesting that there's really, I mean, other than boosting raw skills, I actually don't have a lot of... This one for sure we want. That one for sure we want. I want both of these. So for me to say there's nothing on this list, that's a lie. I want both of these for sure. I was just surprised that for such a long list, I'm like, yeah, most of these are just skill bonuses. Let's do the hit point one, because in the long run that's going to help him. I definitely think that 15% bonus to parry is also good. And if we dig into this here, you can see his deflection is 2, his armor is 40%. He has a dodge. Dodge reduction. He has a 90% parry. So yeah, I actually should, if I give him that parry, that gives him over 100%. That's pretty awesome. So I definitely need to give that to him. Alright, let's move on. And now we got... What's going on here? Oh, that's right. These are her unique ones. Okay, so what I did last time is I went pyromancy. I don't know if I should because she already has 2 other ones. See, like this one here. You need Psyker Majoris, but it already works with telepathy. Because remember how I told you we already have 2 of them? That unlocked all of these. So this one, we're just waiting for the Psyker Majoris, which, if I go back, she wants to grab those. See, you need to be, you need to have Psyker Minoris, which requires you to be level 4 and sanctioned, which she's not. She's an unsanctioned. So she has to be level 9 to get Psyker Minoris. And then she can get Psyker Majoris at 19. She does have a big penalty, though, because she's unsanctioned. So these rules seem to be working with... it's always later for her. So it's harder for her to get these upgraded powers. Very interesting. I didn't ever realize that about her. Okay, let's look at this one. Until the operative's next turn, their allies also remove exploits and deal intelligence bonus more damage. Now, the thing that confuses me about this one is that the intelligence of her? And all the allies get to do her intelligence? Or is it their intelligence? It doesn't say. I'm assuming it's hers, because otherwise this is a worthless skill, because she's the one that has the high intelligence. But anyways, it's okay. What I don't like about it is I'm spending an AP and it's until the next turn. So you gotta basically cast it every turn. Not a big fan of those. For the next attack against the target affected by an exploit, their cover efficiency and block is reduced. Yeah, not a fan of that at all. I did take this before. So what it does is it takes an exploit away from all enemies within 5 cells of... I click somewhere, and anything that's 5 cells away, I remove an exploit. Oh, around the operative. And then all allies get the amount of exploits removed added to their armor. And that's until the end of combat. If 4 or more exploits are removed, the operative gains plus 2 times exploits damage until the end of combat. Like, that could be really powerful. Now you gotta play the... There's a lot of this... You gotta have exploits on them, you gotta remove them. But that could be really powerful. That's why I took that. So this one requires Majoris and Divination, which we have. Here's another Divination one. Not a fan of the Divination ones, to be quite honest. So target gains bumps. So this is like a buffing one, and she's more of an attacky one, so the Divination just doesn't seem to be super... This does help somebody, like if they were to die, fall unconscious, she brings them back up. So now this is, I think, getting into the So we were just in the divination section, now we're in the telepathy section. So we can grab Dominate. We make them do a willpower resistance check with a -5 penalty. On the next turn, they spend all their movement points to move as close as possible to you. Target must make a check again, otherwise they remain. I have no idea why I want them to continue to move towards me. I guess you get that sniper up in that tower, right? That I was talking about? You can make them run towards you? Yeah. Until the start of the next turn. See, I'm not a fan of divination and telepathy. She might end up being a character we don't use. For that reason. Although, like I told you, I took pyromancy. Here's the problem, like, I wanted these from the start, like when you create the character, and then pyromancy is one of them. So then when you get here, you're grabbing a pyromancy skill out of this list, right? We're always behind. By taking pyromancy here, I'm waiting until later to finally get some skills, but I will be honest, I used it. Like, she was very good with, because it fit her attacky preferences. So while I debate that, I should probably do tactical knowledge, although this is more of a buff one. Man, I'm really torn here. And see, the thing is like, the skills that come with these aren't showing up in the list. Like if I take Biomancy, this set of skills is the Divination. These set are the Telepathy. If I have this, then there's another set that shows up. So next time there's going to be an even longer list. So is there a way, ideally, I would like to use what we have, because in my opinion, she's meant to use these two. So just because I don't like either of these, what about these ones? Yeah, that's weak. Yeah, this one, they attack their own allies. After the target suffers the psychic shriek damage, and their willpower is reduced by -12 until the end of combat. If the target succeeds, the target just suffers psychic shriek. Okay, that's really good. So I need the Terminus, which is, that's like level 39. Okay. But that one's good. I like that one. I like this one as well. And Majoris is a lot, okay. So what that means then is we can make this work. These are the telepathy ones. Alright, so what can I take in the meantime? Well, we know this one's good. I mean, this one I think can be just really good. Everybody's just going to do extra damage against anybody who has the analysis on them. It means we're going to be removing a lot of analysis, because everybody who gets... Yeah, I'm going to take this one. Alright, we're going to do that. Oh, this is interesting. You don't want this. There's somebody who comes later that's going to be better at this than... And you don't want this because I'm already handling that. That's where the lures come in. So we're going to have her do Lure Xenos. This is the opportunity. So she'll go up to 40. Boom. Perfect. Love it when a plan comes together. Okay. Let's get our sniper going here. So to see this red, she's maxed out. Because we chose this already 2 times. Here and here. That's what the BS stands for. So we can't choose it again. So now we're choosing something else. And we could give her the agility. She has really high agility for some reason. Gives her good initiative. Oh, and then the dodge reduction. So that's pretty good then. So when we shoot somebody, the dodge reduction of them is increased. Interesting. Willpower gives her a few... I'll do agility. Now this is like... Do I do the laser weapon expert and go all in? These are nice. They're not priority. This one could be priority. My dilemma is I shouldn't do both. You know what? Since like we realized, I actually like the sniper idea. We're gonna go ahead and do laser weapon expert. Alright, so here with the same dilemma. So she is an officer, so she gets... Well, actually, it's not a dilemma. We went back in the fight for her. However, look at all these extra stuff that she gets because she's a navigator. Let's star that. Glimpse of Fate. It's okay. It's okay. I mean, we don't want her to have no ability to attack at all. Some of these are pretty. Like, if we're gonna have her do some attacking, she's got some pretty good stuff. So you gotta do Glimpse of Fate or Reveal the Light to be able to grab that one. Immolate the Soul or Warp Curse Unleashed. Waking Nightmare or Held in My something. What's Reveal the Light? The ally gains 22 to their willpower and toughness until the end of combat. Whew. A lot of manipulating movement. This helps somebody to... So here you can have... help somebody to charge. But see, to get this, you need Reveal the Light or Glimpse of Fate first. All enemies in the area deal minus 22. See, minus 22 to their toughness reduces their hit points. Some of these are very attacky. I wasn't expecting that from her. I mean, you could definitely go high attack, but get back in the fight is a good one. So we're going to grab that. And oh my gosh, yeah. So now we got another one of these to choose. Could take those, but I like this one. Alright, there we have it. So here we are.
Fate and fortune favor
Let's
the
have this
bold.
guy go step on the F. We can see the first green light showed up.
We are the spearhead of the Imperium.
This Furia, so we need the U. I think
Light
that
of
one's the
Terror,
U.
guide our way.
Yep.
Yes?
Then we need the R. Then we need
Join
the
me
I.
in prayer.
They
And then we
fear
need the
to
A,
look at me because of
which
my
is here.
appearance. I fear to look at them because of their rotten-colored souls.
This is intriguing. Let us not dawdle.
Alright, so we got Unquenchable Fury. So it's actually better than the chainsword that he has for the cleave. But see, it's a mace, so it's, you know, if we start to have him become an expert in chain stuff, right? But you can see there's a power swing that does 2 AP. It'll hit multiple enemies. And a harsh shove. And the big thing there is, look at that, 30% armor penetration. So the reason why we have the chainsword in a secondary hand is for the cleave. So now I have to choose between armor penetration and cleave. The Wrath of St. Drusus, technically I have that one in my hand for armor penetration. So it's actually suggesting that I use the power hammer instead of the Wrath of St. Drusus. That's a tough call. The other thing I can do is, remember, they could switch. So he's got a pistol and a mace in the other one. And we just switch them. So if he really needs to do armor penetration, he could switch to this one. But otherwise, these are his normal. So there you have it. We solved that riddle.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
One more thing done. There we go. That's the bridge. I can't read the thing. All right, so that wraps up. Wraps up another video. I'm going to stop here. Thanks for watching. Stay awesome.